Hi, my name is Andréa Paige. I'm a naturopathic doctor and a yoga teacher trainer. I'm sitting here. It's a great honor to be with my dear friend Simon Borg-Olivier, who is a man of many accomplishments. And you might have heard of Simon's school, yoga technique, and what he presents in Australia called Yoga Synergy. He's coming pretty soon to a place near you to teach, and I want to recommend Simon's teachings in his course because it's very rare in the modern world of yoga that we get someone who not only has a incredible background in exercise physiology as well as the human body in general in science, as well as having studied with some of the great masters of our time, BKS Iyengar, Patabi Joyce, amongst others. And so it's a great honor to know Simon. So perhaps if you head to the workshop near you, you can meet him in person. And just by knowing this man who has not only studied all walks of life, really, but shares them from his heart, it's an incredible experience to receive that transmission. I believe that's what one of your students said. And so what Simon teaches is really revolutionary to the modern yoga world. I don't know if you want to say anything.
Well, thank you very much for your kind words. I like to think that what I'm helping people with is to reconnect where you feel disconnection. And a lot of people will experience a sense of, at least sometimes, a sense of disconnection either with themselves or the people around them. And what I can do with the techniques I use to develop posture, movement, and breathing is to bring a reconnection within yourself so you enhance your circulation, your energy levels, but do it in a completely non-stressful, really loving way. And you send a message throughout your whole body of love and connection. And when you get that, the body starts to feel in perfect, stress-free health that engenders longevity and good functional abilities for daily life. And when you do this within your physical body for yourself, then the message that you send yourself is one that you can then share with other people. And that's what I want. I'd love the world to be a better, more functional place, but it has to start with yourself. And so what I'd really like to get is a feeling that we can bring a type of practice, you can call it whatever you like, but it's the practice of understanding how to work with your own postures, movements, breathing, your mind, to bring the body to a sense of completion, oneness, wholeness. And with that whole body working like 50 trillion cells, working as one community, 50 trillion cells, each with their individual consciousnesses, coming together. And when you feel like one person, it's a global community inside your body. And if you can take that and give it to the world, it has to start within yourself. If you've got any physical problems, any physiological problems, any sense of disconnection with yourself or other people on an emotional, physical level, then what I can do is help you reconnect. If the body is just a little bit broken, I've had 50 years of experience with physical posture, movement and breathing in terms of yoga, and I've been teaching for 35 years and a physiotherapist for 20 years. And so what I can do is take problems like knee problems, back problems, neck and shoulder problems, and I can help you work with them. Often they can be quite easily addressed with your own practice of physical posture, movement, breath control. But if you can't fix them, at least I can help you manage them so you can still practice some sort of exercise or some sort of yoga or meditation that will help you feel connected and whole. And this is really important. I've had so many injuries in my body over the years through accidents I've managed to sustain in life. But broken knees, back, hips, neck, shoulders, but all of them I can still manage and address. And most people think I'm fairly normal in my daily movements and activities, but actually there was a lot that went on that I fixed up myself. I've been really blessed to have so many fantastic teachers over the last many decades, and they've really helped me to fix up the problems in my body on a physical level, to fix up the joints that went bad, the muscles that got torn, but also on a physiological level. I've been really lucky to have the type of teachers that I've had who've helped me understand how to make blood flow more easily through my body so you get better circulation without the heart having to race, how to help the nerves function much better through the body so the whole nervous system operates in a way where I can be in a very stressful situation but really stay relaxed. This is important in our life. We live in a very stressful world, but to be able to deal with stressful situations and cope with stress and revel in it, that's something which is an art which I I've really relished to play with. And to be able to be in a place where there's a lot of monotony going on, a lot of boredom, but still find a way of enjoying it. That's also the art of yoga. I look at yoga in three ways. That yoga can be the way of being in a stressful place while being relaxed. So you make a set of artificially induced semi-stressful situations in a controlled environment and learn how to relax in them. This is important. There's nothing special about being in a stressful place and being stressed. But being in a stressful place and learning how to be relaxed, that's a really useful life skill. And similarly, yoga offers the possibility of doing very, very boring things sometimes, like meditation, but learning how to find excitement in monotony. I mean, many of our life situations are full of boring situations. Work, parenthood, you have to do repeated things over and over again. But to be able to find a joy in being in a monotonous situation, to still be enchanted, the way a small child is, the small children, when they learn a new activity, a baby will do things 100 times, 1,000 times, with the same eyes open wonder. To find that as an adult is a joy. It means you can always be in a boring situation and still be excited. This is yoga. And then to find a way of choosing happiness in a miserable situation, that's another one. It's easy to be miserable in a miserable situation, but can you be in a miserable situation and choose happiness, choose joy? That's the art of yoga. This I thank my mother for. This is something very special. Happiness is a choice. It's not something you wait for. Find it any moment in your life. And the simple skills I can help you work with should help anyone do this. It's a pleasure to work with you. Thank you.
I'm going.
What matters to you most? Really, what's important is that you feel good. It's lovely to help the world. It's lovely to make an impact in the world. But without feeling good within yourself, it's really hard to help anyone. What I want to do is to be able to help you feel good with yourself. And that starts with simple things like making your body work better. There's so many people I meet who have got knee problems, back problems, neck problems, and these things are really quite easy to fix. With just some simple tweaks on posture, movement and breathing, your knees, your back, your neck, your wrists, your shoulders can become so much easier to manage, work better. That's not just about stretching and strengthening. You need to find a balance between strength and flexibility, the intelligent way of moving your joints. I'm not going to just show you where your muscles and bones are. I want to show you how to use them to get the most out of your body. So you start to actually feel good physically. You move more naturally, act more naturally, be able to sit and stand and do things in daily activities a lot more easily. And simply, I want you to feel better. Because unless you feel like you have lots of energy, then life is very difficult. If everything feels like it's draining you, it doesn't feel good. I want it so that when you do a practice, any practice of any exercise, yoga, gymnastics, dance or whatever, it's only going to be helpful to you in the long run if after your practice you feel more energy, not less. It should feel like you've had a good meal, not that you're exhausted and tired afterwards. And much of what I see in the world of physical exercise and yoga is a workout. So in a workout, you finish it and you're actually more exhausted, more sore, more need for sleep and more need for food. When I call it healthy exercise, or we can call it yoga, at the end of your practice, you should feel like you need less sleep, less food, you feel more energized, stronger, fitter, and the body is completely pain-free. Yet, many people who practice sometimes feel good only because they feel spaced out. You don't want to feel spaced out. You don't want to feel high from your practice. What you look for is to feel grounded, balanced, calm, energized, warm in your fingers, especially if it's a cold day, and cool in your face, especially if it's a hot day. This is what makes it physically a good practice, physiologically a good practice. And when you practice in such a way that you feel good at the end of it, in this balanced way I'm describing, then you want to share that with other people. And this is what eventually can make the world a better place. Find a way of practicing within yourself so that at the end of your practice, you feel more complete, more whole, more integrated within yourself as a person. And then you take that and you share it with other people. The most important way of doing this on a physiological level is to make blood flow through your body without making your heart beat faster, to enhance the body's natural circulation. But by doing it without making the heart beat faster, this actually means that your parasympathetic nervous system is actually working better. Not the sympathetic nervous system, which is your fight or flight response, but the parasympathetic nervous system, that which we call the rest, rejuvenation, relaxation response, that which makes your body grow better, stronger, and healthier, to recover more easily from injury or wounds or sickness, and to take you through to longevity. This requires the headspace to be one of love, peace, kindness, compassion, sharing. But what often happens is, with most people's exercise, it actually triggers a sympathetic nervous system response, one of flight or fight, where the dominant emotions are fear, anger, and aggression. This is what happens whenever you feel increased heart rate, increased breathing rate, sense of stretch or tension. This is what makes you enter a state of flight or fight, where you've got the dominant emotions then being fear, anger, aggression, lack of safety. And although you might be thinking it's just exercise, once you start to feel these sensations of stretch and tension and heart rate and breath rate increasing, the subconscious mind enters a fearful place. What you want is to be able to exercise hard. So you're moving fast, you're doing a lot of things, but the heart hardly races. That's what fit people do. You want to feel like you can move from one position to the next, position which might look very flexible to someone else, but to you it doesn't feel like stretching. You want to be able to pick up heavy weights, do physical activity, but to other people it might look like you're doing strong activities, but to you it just feels like you're moving effortlessly. This is perfect health. Be flexible without stretching. Be strong without tensing muscles. Make your blood flow without the heart racing. And find intelligence inside your body without having to think too much. This is what I can help show you. This is what I want to share. Because once you do this, you start to get good circulation, good communication of the energy and information inside your body. The energy makes you feel vital, and the information you try and circulate is a loving information. The energy of the parasympathetic nervous system that makes you feel like you're connected in a loving way. Your body becomes like one family in love. And then when you take this and share it with other people, then hopefully the world can start to fill that void. A world can become one, which is a family in love, which is the eventual global aim, I believe, of yoga in general. I know what you need. Once I meet you and talk to you, you tell me a few little things, I can help give you the answers to the things in your body which have up until now been niggling things inside you. You've asked people and you haven't been able to get help. Do you find you have cold hands and feet sometimes, even after exercise? Do you sometimes have bloatation in the abdomen and it makes it difficult to practice? The digestion is not good. Do you sometimes get menstrual irregularity? Sometimes the menstrual cycle either stops or just comes too quickly. Do you have fertility problems? Sometimes sexual problems. Do you find that your feet and hands are still cold after you exercise? Do you have problems with bloating in the tummy, or a sense that the food you eat is just not being digested properly? Or a sense that no matter how much you eat, you still have no energy? Or no matter how much you sleep, you're still tired? Or perhaps you have problems with sexual function. Maybe the hormones are not right. Perhaps the menstrual cycle just doesn't work properly for you. Sometimes maybe the menstrual cycle stops completely, or it's just too much. Maybe if you're a male, you might have problems like impotence or premature ejaculation. These things can all be addressed very simply with good posture, movement, breathing, addressing your lifestyle, what you eat, what makes you choose what to eat. Because it's not just a matter of eat this or eat that. When you control properly posture, movement, breathing, you'll find your body wants to choose certain foods. There won't be any need to put yourself on a strict diet. The body will just choose the right thing to eat, and you'll find you'll absorb food better, eliminate waste better, your internal organs will work better. But to understand, this sort of yoga you don't find in a gym. This has taken years to accumulate, but I can share this with you. I can share this with you, and you'll find problems will start to go away. So many people have come to me infertile, and just by retraining simple things like how to breathe, where to breathe, how much to breathe, and usually to breathe a little bit less than more, this often will relieve pain and discomfort in the internal organs. I've had successes in situations where there's been inability to get fertile. One of the students who studied with me recently was unable to have children for so many years. She tried so many things, and after spending 1 month with me, actually 4 lessons, she got pregnant straight away. This was very exciting for her and for me. This happened on a physiological level because I brought her back into touch with her internal organs and made her body access the power of the parasympathetic nervous system, that loving state where the body feels safe enough to reproduce, to absorb food, to eliminate waste, to heal from injury. Unless the body feels safe, the body won't heal. And so to make the physiological changes in your body that will make it feel safe on a subconscious level, this is the power of real yoga, which you will not learn in a gym.
So are you saying, Simon, that maybe if someone's practicing so much yoga and they're doing it in a very young way, or what you call a ha-ha way of too much activation, that maybe that could be promoting their infertility or their bloating or whatever the problem might be?
Many people's exercise and or yoga, because it's very similar in the modern world, exercise and yoga, actually causes the problems with over-tensing the abdomen, overstretching, over-tensing and over-breathing in general. You actually put the body into a state of flight or fight. And in this state, the body turns off the digestive system, the immune system, the reproductive system. And then, of course, it's quite expected that you're not going to absorb food well. Your tummy will bloatate. You're not going to recover from injury well, or recover from illness well. And you might find yourself with a runny nose or cold or cough, sometimes for months, or tear a hamstring. I know so many people who've damaged hamstrings or muscles in their body, and they carry those injuries for years. And all I have to show them is just push the sitting bone one way rather than the other way, and it fixes it up. Or the problem stops and instantly heals. Breathe a little bit more into a lower part of the abdomen, and the body starts to get better straight away. It's not all about trying to make muscles harder. You have to find freedom inside your body. Aparigraha doesn't mean just non-attachment. It means finding freedom in all the joints. Feel free to move naturally like a children. Breathe naturally like children do. Let your tummy sit naturally like a child's tummy does. Laugh like a child. This is the first step. Yoga potentially offers the potential for supernatural abilities, but let's get real. Most people are normal people living a very unnatural life. So the first step to make before even considering the supernatural powers of yoga is I'm going to become a bit more natural. Learn how to walk naturally, sit and stand naturally, learn how to breathe more naturally, learn how to think and act more naturally, learn how to laugh naturally, like children. First step is to restore the natural behavior of children. And that's the closest that modern people actually get is when they're children. As adults, we've lost so much. And to restore the natural childlike function again first is the first step to approaching the traditional yoga that we had in the East. Most of this has been lost in the West. I can help you restore that. What is the solution? You know there's a natural way of eating. Everyone talks about it. But there's also a natural way of holding a posture, a natural way of moving, a natural way of breathing and thinking. And it's this that will actually cure, change you, fix you up. And on a physical level, on a physiological level, the how you look, the how you feel can change. And on an emotional level as well. Because once the physical and the physiological fix up, your mind, your emotions start to change as well. The natural state we have is one of bliss. So if you address posture, movement and breathing, and restore the naturalness along with natural eating, almost every problem in the physical, physiological and mental arena can be addressed.
And so if you're perhaps feeling stressed, burnt out, tight in your body, if you feel like your yoga practice stresses you often more than relaxes you, if you feel like you want to discover a pathway to longevity, perhaps coming and meeting Simon would be a recommended idea.